same. We put so much effort to make sure that your lives are better. We're the ones going out there, we're breaking those walls, we're making sure that people like you can be on those walls, especially as a woman. I'm very passionate about women because I am a woman and I know what it felt like for me growing up. I've never seen a woman who, it's very seldom that you see a woman who has succeeded without a negative narrative attached to her. She either had to do something otherwise to get to the top or one thing or the other. And if you, as I also mentioned that coming up here, the pictures of past presidents and people who have contributed to the development of Africa, and there's no woman's picture there. It would be nice if my picture or any of us pictures get there. But if it does like I said, please, if it does your picture needs to be there. And on that day when any of you here gets to that place, or any of us here, please remember that Dr. Sonia I encouraged you. Your Royal Highness encouraged you, and every other woman who has been contributing their quota has encouraged you. Women, when you develop women, you know for sure that jobs will be made available. The work will be done. Your children will be raised right. There is no man today who can say that he got to where he was without the impact of his mother, or his sister, or his girlfriend, or wife, or friend, or colleague. But they're usually women. And so I'm not here to fight for just women equality or women rights or become a feminist or whatever. That's not what this is about. I'm only begging for equity amongst us as women. Please, if you make 100, kindly let us get 100. We are not the same in terms of our strength. A man, if you call a man to lift this table, he's likely to lift it very easily or effortlessly than I would lift it.
Sorry for interrupting, madam. We have received a guest, our State Minister, Mr. Lugusu Dlamini has just arrived. Let's welcome him. Mr. Lugusu Dlamini, State Minister of Labor and Skilled Affairs, thank you for joining us. Thank you very much. So we can proceed. Sorry for interrupting.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Your Excellency, you're highly welcome. We've been expecting you. Thank you for all that you do for Africa. We are very proud of you. Thank you. So, not to take much of our time, I'm very sure that my message has been very well understood and passed across. So, the take home from this is, as women, as young Africans, we must fight for our space. As a collective, we cannot do it in separate entities or as individuals. We should try and do it better than the other generations have. I am Nigerian, very proud to be Nigerian. I am happy that I'm Nigerian, but I'm also most proud to be African. I love the fact that when God was trying to create me, He made me an African. Together, we can achieve great, great things. And last but not least is the importance of having positive female role models. I feel like most young women lack those positive role models who are accessible and easy to reach. And that's what we are trying to do as a collective. So please do not forget that the onus lies on you. We are counting on you. Do not fail us. The unborn children that we would have and you would have are also counting on you. And like I said to you, in a few more years, wherever I may be, either here or above in heaven looking down at you, I want to be able to, say that I did something, we did something, we impacted your lives, and it will not just be a Nelson Mandela. It might be a Sonia Agu, a Dr. Any of us, and it will just be nice. So please, this is also an appeal. First of all, we're thanking all the men who support us as women effortlessly without asking us to break our backs. We really, really thank you all, and we pray that you all continually support us. I'm also passionate about us thinking out of the box. Someone mentioned something about having a mindset change. It would be nice if we need our own Mark Zuckerberg, for crying out loud. We need our own Oprah Winfrey. We need our own, actors and actresses. We're doing well with the Afrobeats. Kenya is also doing well with the internet. If I didn't come to Ethiopia, I wouldn't have known that Ethiopians were never colonized. So if you're an Ethiopian today, please give yourself a round of applause. Just like our forefathers and mothers, obviously they're looking down at us and they're very happy that we are doing what we're doing now. I really thank them. I thank everyone again that contributes towards the quarter of development. May our efforts as a collective never be in vain. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Dr. Sonia, for your brilliant speech. Thank you very much. We need such brilliant young ladies in Africa. Thank you. Thank you once again. Let's proceed to another speaker, the next speaker, Dr. Azad Tana from Mauritius. I'm really happy to see people from Mauritius, Seychelles, Botswana, and Namibia. These countries are really success stories in Africa. There is a lot to learn from these countries. Even if they're small, what they are doing is really, really, really big. So, congratulations, you guys from Mauritius. And it's really indeed a pleasure to have you here with us today. The floor is yours, sir. Thank you very much. Well, we have some trouble to connect. So until Dr. Azad is prepared, let's proceed to the next speaker. Well, stop me now. Thank you.
Your Excellencies, students of Jet Age Nation leaders, Ambassador Dr. Jan Piero, good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity given to the Global to take part in this wonderful event. Indeed, it's a pleasure to be here. And I think we mentioned earlier about how enthusiastic we were all about joining together to make Africa a better place, the Africa we want to. And we want to look at the here now, we want to reflect on our history, but we want for Africa to progress and become a lead in this world. So the future starts here. And to start off with, we heard from Your Excellencies here and Dr. Young Piero earlier about our vision, about connecting different African countries together, policies, and how we can piece all of them together to make us a stronger continent. And what we mean by stronger continent, for me, it's about to have that unity we keep talking about. Easy said, not easy done. And when the conversation is here, that gives us hope. When we hear about His Excellencies and Queen next to me, Her Majesty, and that gives us tremendous courage for you to give your time to this young audience, to ourselves. A great thank you to you. And the conversation has started. When that starts, it's up to us to make it happen. Don't wait for others to tell you what to do, who to contribute towards your development. You need to start from your inner self. In my younger age, I learned two things. It took me time. I was too young, perhaps, in the early 90s. I learned about autonomy and self-determination. And why I say this is about if you want the country to be independent, autonomous, to progress. The country is here, like we heard earlier, from Your Highness Sadiq, about the good infrastructure for you. But at the end of the day, it's up to us to say what we want, how we want it to be. So that's important. To your self-determination, you need to be determined. You've gone through your, I'm addressing to my fellow students here, the younger generation, because that's what it's all about. It's about giving you the best tools for a better tomorrow. So you need to be determined, you need to be committed, you need to ask yourself questions. We know with social media how a lot of things have been exposed. Yeah, unless you dig in, you wouldn't have known. Now it's easy. You go on Facebook, you go on the internet, you will find loads of information. Even that, be careful what you hear. So because not everybody's got the equal platform. How a war how they can engineer a war. They manufacture your what's called manufactured consent. They manipulate our minds to make you think that this is bad and this is great, and they make that choice for you. So the thing is about being reflective in your own minds. So challenge every day business, from the train being late to the bus being late, to yourself being late, to your parents are late, or you can't attend in bed, you miss your education, etc., your classes. You ask yourself something. You ask yourself the question: what could it be that could have changed to make it better? Yeah, because that is important. If you start with yourself, you will achieve a lot. The institution will give you the platform, but it's up to us to make it happen. From Mali to Ireland, yes, I live in UK 25 plus years in London, and I'm grateful to that. When we hear about the West earlier, it's not about having enemies from the East or West, it's about developing fair partnership. Because at the end of the day, we want to do business with whoever they are. We're not going to discriminate, but do fair business. If you want to sell rice, sell bananas, we produce them, you pay us the right amount. We're not going to rely on what we've been told before. We are going to rely on the reality of things. If I can produce, I can sell. If I can sell, I need to earn profit. And if I'm in my community, in a remote village somewhere, that place needs to grow because every government, when they come, they tell you our GDP will be this, our growth rate is that, etc. So it's about ensure that we empower ourselves and we ask the questions and we find solutions. It's not about asking questions, I did this, how can you help me? It's about bringing the solution yourselves. That's what my company is all about. As I mentioned, I'm the CEO for Lead Global Business Development. I've got loads of slides which I'm not going to take much of the time, but just give you an overview, really what we're all about. I think we're going to be ahead of ourselves. Our aim is to provide connections with different countries. We start in Mauritius, like a family business, different entities in different sectors. And what we've done is, if you can do something in Mauritius with the government, with the country, how it's progressing, and we want to do the same elsewhere. We're lucky in the West, we have good facilities, good health facilities, good education facilities, and in Mauritius likewise. A small island of 1.2 million people, stable economy, politically stable, all the technology is there, the infrastructure is there. So we're grateful for that. But I have a group of youngsters with me. Mr. Kasim Delu is here today. Mr. Taufik Delu is here today, the directors of the trade companies. And they are the one that's really challenging me. Really, they want to do something. And I've got no choice because I see hope in them. Because I've achieved, I've done it, and they're the ones going to take the mantle. So it's not about saying the great things. We heard that we can sit here saying wonderful things, wonderful speeches, state nice speeches. It's about doing it on the ground, make it practical, make it happen. We're proud, like Mr. Taufik Delu from the Overseas Medical Care Foundation in Madagascar recently, they're doing well. And Mr. Teslim is working on a plan to bring oxygen to the hospital so that we have that. That's the basic facilities that is required. If we can ask the government to do it, surely they spend money, they do as much as they can. But if we can connect, because our contacts in Nigeria is good, in Seychelles is good, in South Africa is good, if we can put a little bit out of this, then it works. Why not? Mauritius accounts for about not even 1% in terms of the population, 1 billion. But when you take it in small quantities, you can replicate it. We talk about education in Mauritius, access to free education up to tertiary education, which is great, access to healthcare, free access to healthcare. And that's what we want to do. We want to bring business, yes, I'm a business developer myself, I want to do that, profit making, why not? But at the same time, contribute, create jobs. And if it can be done in Mauritius, where Mauritius is? Mauritius is about 1,000 kilometers off mainland Madagascar, not even Madagascar, very far, isolated, no natural resources. But look at our economy. Look at our cosmopolitan society, full of Indians, people from India, over the last hundreds of years. We have people from Africa, Chinese, we have people from the West. So all live in harmony. Because what? We made it ourselves. If we were to depend on outside influence and political government, different governments to actually make it happen, no, it isn't. It comes from the community. And Africa must be proud, have different communities, different cultures. Very, I can't imagine myself. Yesterday I was at an event and we were so amazed about the mix and the togetherness and how much fun it was. Rich doesn't have to be you live in a castle. Doesn't have to be a big house. You can have a small place. You have good food, good access to education, good healthcare, and live in harmony. Everybody is different. Everybody is different. My brothers are the same as me. The two brothers sitting there are not the same. And they have different visions, have different tastes. But today they're wearing the same suit, I think. By accident, that is. I think each of them try to be different, that's why. So for me, it's about sharing this and bringing the connection. Dr. Young Piero, the little time I've known him, is motivated us, has motivated us. And when I see him, I don't see him with lots of men in suit around him. He's always on his own. He's on his call, he's making my phone call, but he was accessible. Yeah? Whenever I call him, he's accessible. What I mean is, he's able to produce. And by him doing that, we are able to produce. So it's, all what I'm saying is, there's two messages about us, we should be able to contribute something towards our community. The big thing will come. We have ambition in Africa, soon, hopefully, with your blessings, we will build a hospital in Madagascar. We will bring businesses in Madagascar. We are bringing businesses in Zimbabwe. We are bringing businesses in Nigeria, in different sectors. It's not about bringing the money. I don't have money to give. I don't have money to invest per se. But it's about somebody else got interest. Somebody else got like to do something. Somebody else is got a good track record of developing certain sectors. So that's what we bring. We bring them along, around the table, so that we can discuss the matters. And look, there are issues around, we hear about conflicts, etc. But let's not kid ourselves. Over 90% is stable of the countries. They will still have legitimate issues, but we have to move forward and challenge it. By bringing in investment, we are actually going to move forward. I'm told I'm talking too much. So, but in terms of Mauritius itself, I won't go into the different aspects. If you look at in terms of our economy, we're number one in many areas. Why is that? Because the level of productivity, the cooperation, and understanding, the connection between with China, with India, with Africa, with the West. We have fair trade deals with China, with India, and part of different African institutions, financial institutions, etc. So that's what we need to. In terms of Mauritius, the economy, just to share with you, because I don't think many of you have heard about Mauritius before. It's not surprising because we're only a tiny island. In the 70s, we gave an independence in 1968. We moved on from monocrop, from sugarcane, basically, that's what we had. We moved on to in the late 80s into the tourism industry. And then we went into finance, and today, into textile and finance. Today is a stable economy, despite COVID, despite the political issues that's taking place at this moment, or different moments as well. So we're part of a number of African organizations in terms of agreement, etc. But we have different schemes, from filmmaking into health sector, to research, to real estate, just to name a few. And the blue economy. The blue economy is something to really explore. Mauritius has 2.4 million square kilometers of waters, and that is not being exploited by Mauritius as we should have. So we have foreigners coming in and out, Japan, China, West, can't take our fish. And fish is quite expensive in Mauritius. So there's an opportunity for every other country. So they want, they can explore, they can use a free port, which is with the free trade access. You don't pay any tax on your goods, so you can use the platform for for the business. So in terms of going forward, Mid Global, like I mentioned, it's got a number of projects into medical care, into real estate, into real economy, um, and solar energy. We're going to have new innovative projects coming up, backed up by university university in Australia. We're going to have to bring technologies, our expertise in stoneware. So that's something we'll carry with us, go to different countries and see what needs to be done. And at the end of the day, we need to consume our smoke. That's what it is. We bring the goods here, produce it here, extract it here, whatever. But at the end of the day, making sure that the local community benefits out of it. And then the bigger picture is Africa.
You just took all our sections. Please, next time we'll never give you mic again. Yes, you've been speaking, and I was lost, and I think many other persons was. Is this Mauritius you're talking about in Africa? Because I've been hearing you say we are Africa, we're bringing Africa, we're doing it. Is Mauritius in Africa?
Absolutely.
You mean? So why are you talking like a foreigner? You're talking to Africans. You're talking like you're from space.
Space, yeah.
Don't let me think you're a racist.
Not from space.
So I've been to Mauritius. I think the last event we had was in Mauritius. Fabulous place. Yeah, and I like what they're doing. And when we're in Mauritius, we're able to facilitate the bilateral agreement between Mauritius and Zimbabwe. You have to go for Jetish. We're walking the talk. And by the grace of God, Lead Global will put their feet down in Ethiopia. I have my mentor here. I have my big friend, the minister. Then the first time I met him, he was the commissioner for job creation. And if you read his history, he did fabulously well in that sector. And now he is now the minister in charge of labor and skills. And I'm happy he's here today against all odds. Because I need to take exception for him before I speak. We sent a letter to him since last month. I was informed last night that I did not get that letter. It was only this morning he reached out to me. I said, he said, I have loads of things to do. I said, well, you have to open this session, please. And he told me that I'll see what I'll do, but I don't think I can make it. But to my greatest surprise, he made it. That is the spirit of Africa. That is the spirit of Africa. And may I beg, can we stand up to celebrate this man? Can we stand up, please? Thank you, everyone. Your Excellency, you're welcome. So having Lead Global here, before you arrive, we have Lead Global, who will be discussing with you later on to see what they can do to make to add a quarter to the skills industries and the investment industry. We also have the Northeast Commodity Association. They are into farming, and they're working across Africa. We have